and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And if you are new to my channel, I'm back. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I am Destiny, and please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to this YouTube video. Without further ado, please let's get into video. So, this is a story time video. I'm going to be telling the story of my toxic best friend and why I stopped being friends with her. And in this story time, we're going to come up with names because you can literally search her name up on freaking YouTube and something will pop up about how she went on this freaking TV show. Yeah, you'll probably think she's fucking stupid, but it happened. She literally came back to our town acting all Hollywood like, okay, you went to LA and you went on a TV show, and the TV show literally, you told everybody that, whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Anyway, we're going to skip from the moment I met her to when we became friends. Alright, so me and her started being friends in 11th grade, and we're going to call her Paige. Me and her started being friends in the 11th grade. Me and Paige knew each other from Anyway, me and her knew each other from the year before. That's when we had met, but we weren't friends until the 11th grade. Now, when we got to the 11th grade, we had second period together, and that's when we became friends. We had our little group of friends, and we're friends. You know what friends do. We were in class, we were talking and stuff like that. Me and Paige had gotten close over that year, but we gotten super close throughout that summer. Now, I had been over her house a couple of times, and she had come over to my house. Senior year is when all this crap started happening. Now, when we went to senior year, when we got to senior year, we were good at the beginning of the year, and then most of the things that started to occur were at the end of the year. Now, me and Paige, we were good, we were still kicking it, and we were cool, and we ended up having Glee Club together. Now, I'm gonna describe this Glee Club because this Glee Club is literally like the key factor, okay? Some of the people in the class. So, I sat so the way that the room was set up was there was the door that was across the room. And then when you walked into the Glee room, there was the first set of chairs with I want to say maybe 5 rows each section. So you had the sopranos when you walked in, then you had the middle, which were the basses and the tenors, and then on the other side you had the altos. I was in the alto section because I was in alto 1. And so was Paige. And so was her best friend, we're gonna call her Brianna. And so was her other best friend, Lisa. We were all in the same class. But there were also these boys. This is where shit gets fucked. Because the thing is with these boys is that Paige has some history with these boys. These boys were not friends with Paige, but they were friends with us. They didn't have a problem with us, they just didn't like her. Okay, so the boy that, I'm not even gonna get into that. Okay, so there was Sean, he's the important one. Then there's Ben, he's Sean's friend, and then there's Elijah. Elijah, Ben, and Sean had been friends for so long, and they had gone through so much with Paige from the start of high school until the end. And I'm not talking about the year. I'm talking about from their very first day, from the start of high school, from their 9th grade year, all the way up until their 12th grade year. I'm gonna get into that. Okay, so, Paige, oh my gosh, this year she was just, me and Paige stopped being friends at the end of 12th grade year because she had kept getting in drama and she kept bringing me into it, and I didn't want to deal with that.
Look what else I found.
Okay. So she had been getting in drama and I didn't want to freaking deal with it because every time I looked up, she was in something. Every time I looked up, she was telling me about something, and it was just like, what did you do? What did you do? Those are the types of questions that you have to ask because it's not always what did they do to you. It's what did you do that provoked them, or what did they do and then what did you do? It was never a fully true answer with Paige. There were half-truths or manipulation, or she was adding stuff in that didn't happen. It was ridiculous. So, at the end of the year, Paige decided that she was gonna message Ben, and she said that this was the message, and I have the screenshots to prove all of this stuff. She said that if you give me $150 to $300, I will give you the best blowjob of your life. She messaged him that. And the thing with Ben and Elijah and Sean was that they did not like her. And they had been through so much with her that this was just like the icing on the cake. So she messaged me and told me what she did, and she sent me screenshots, and she sent me, like she said that she was dared to do it, and I said that's not freaking. I said in the message, I said those aren't fucking dares. Like that's not a dare. She didn't dare you to do it. You initiated it. You told her to tell you to do it, and you did it. You did it because you wanted to do it. You didn't do it because somebody told you to. You did it because you wanted to do it. You just told her to tell you to do it, and you did it. You wanted to. And I was like, why would you message him that? You know he doesn't like you. Why do you do this to yourself? You know he hates you because you got him suspended from school. You know he hates you because you know that whole group hates you because of what you've done. Why would you even put yourself in that kind of situation? And all she did was tell me, she was like, can you message him and tell him that I was just kidding? Because I really was. Like, I don't see him like that. I was just kidding. And it's like, he's not going to believe me. And she's like, yes, he will. He'll believe you. And I'm like, no, he won't. And I messaged him just because I knew he wasn't going to believe me. I said, honestly, when you come to school, your life is going to be flipped upside down. Because he's going to completely take this and run with it. He's going to show everyone. He's going to send it around. So, of course, that's what he did. That's exactly what he did. She wasn't at school the next day. But me and Brianna had 4th period together. And then we went to 5th period together, which was Glee class, which all of us were in that class. Brianna and me were in class, and she came up to me and she was like, what's going on with Paige? Why is everyone talking about her? I said, she didn't. I was like, she didn't tell you what happened? She didn't text you? She didn't tell you? She didn't say nothing? She didn't tell you what happened? She said, no, what happened? And so I showed her the messages and I showed her everything, and she was like, she's so fucking dumb. Why did she put herself in this situation? She said, Huh. She said, I'm not in this. I don't want anything to do with this. She was like, she put herself in this situation. She could figure it out herself. She was like, we do need to talk to her because like this is getting out of hand. She keeps bothering them. She's been bothering them for the past 4 years. It's annoying now. And I was just like, honestly, we do need to talk to her. We didn't know that she wasn't going to be at school that day, but we kind of figured. Me and her, we were walking to class, and we was like, I was like, you think she's going to be here? I was like, no. I was like, I don't think she's going to be in here. She didn't end up coming to school that day, but when I went to class, as soon as I sat down, and the way, like I said, you remember those sections I was talking about, the way that we had our Glee Club class, with when you walked through the door, there was the sopranos, and in the middle there was the tenors and basses, and then the altos, right? I was an alto, and those boys were basses. Now, you know, I know what you're thinking. Oh, well, they couldn't possibly be like near you, right? You're wrong. I sat right in front, like I literally, the way I'm sitting now is I faced them. I faced the side of their heads, like they sit this way. So I'm looking directly at them. They sat straight in front of me, all three. So when I got to class, you remember Ben? She messaged Ben with that bull crap. I got to class and I sat down and I put my stuff down. And as soon as he seen me, he said, "Get your ass over here right now." I was like, oh shit. And like me and Makayla, she sat behind me, so like I looked back at Makayla and she was like because it was a funny situation. So it wasn't a funny situation, but it was just funny. Like as soon as I walk in class, I sit down and he's like, "Get your ass over here." And I just looked at her, I looked at Lisa, and then I was just like, and I moved and I was like, "Hey, what's up? What's up, man?" He's like, the first thing he says is when I sit down is, "Your friend is fucking crazy." And he's like, "I'm done with this shit. She's been harassing us for 4 years and I'm over it." And he was like, "Do you really know like who you're friends with? This girl has the worst reputation ever." And I was like, "I know." I was like, "I know." I started figuring that out this year, you know what I'm saying? And you know, like I just started figuring this out with some of the stuff that went on at school this year, because there was a lot. Her and Ben had gotten suspended. She had gotten Ben suspended from school because basically she made up some story and told everybody that someone told that basically she put it in her head that she was low-key texting Ben and they were flirting with each other, and I guess someone found out, and I guess he told someone, this is what was said, because she was big like myself, but she was bigger than me, and apparently he had said that he was embarrassed to be liked by the biggest girl in school. And apparently someone told her that he had said that, and she went to go confront him, and she said that he pushed her into a locker, and so she kicked him and walked off. Kicked him in his leg and walked off. But in reality, because I'm really like, I was one of those people who were like always getting in trouble, but they were friends with the principal. Yeah, that was me. All the administrators loved me and my brother. So whenever I got in trouble, I never got what I should have gotten, but I always got a lesser type of consequence. But anyway, so basically, I was the 12th grade principal. I called her mom. So I went to her and I was like, so what happened with Paige and Ben? Like, I was like, he like picks on her. I was like, I'm not gonna lie, like he picks on her. He does. Like they all do. Like everyone says something about her. and they're all rude to her. They're all mean to her. You know, like, it's not like she's not getting bullied. Maybe she was just sticking up for herself. I said, he pushed her into a locker. What makes you think that she's not gonna, like, retaliate or even defend herself? And my mom, she was like, he didn't push her into a locker though. I have it all on tape. Like, I have it all on camera. He didn't touch her. She just kicked him and left. And so I, basically felt lied to. So that's why they got suspended. He got suspended for 1 day. She got suspended for a week. So that's where all this stuff happens. And it is like progressively getting dark. And I'm gonna go turn on the light. I sat down and so he, we were talking and he was like, like, this girl has the worst reputation. I was like, yeah, I know everything that happened between you, and I know. So he was like, do you know what happened between her and, I'm about to say his real name, do you know what happened between her and Sean? And I was like, she lied to me, but I ended up finding out the truth. Her sister told me. He was like, so you know that this has been going on for 4 years. You know that she's been harassing all of us and trying to date all of us and trying to get with all of us for 4 years. And I was like, yes, I do. I wasn't here for that first year when all this shit kicked off. So I just thought everybody was being an asshole. I didn't find out until last summer, like till this summer, about what she'd done. But by then it was just kind of like I thought that she was gonna be a changed person. No. So basically, what had happened was that Sean and Paige, the story is, on her side, they were a low-key thing, and shit just hit the fan. He ended up exposing her nudes, and one of her friends didn't like him and called the police on him and said these awful things, which he was falsely accused of harassment, sexual harassment. It wasn't true, of course. On his side he was trying to be her friend. None of her, none of the exposing stuff came up. His side was he was trying to be her friend, and she had a crush on him. I guess he told her that he didn't like her like that, and so she got butthurt and made that fake sexual harassment accusation and called the cops on him for that. But the stories align. But when I asked her about it, she said that it was somebody else who did that to him. Did that on her behalf with the sexual harassment accusation. And on his side, so both of the stories kind of add up, but there's just a piece missing. And people kind of were hard on her when I got to the school about, like her nudes, and they've seen her private parts. Okay, like they've seen her boobs. So of course, I was like, okay, so if he's telling the truth and she's telling the truth, there's a big ass piece missing. And I think it's her piece. I think that they were a low-key thing. I think that something did happen, but I don't think it was to an extent as to what she's saying that happened. But nowadays, because I was recently told this with a situation with her, was that she's saying something completely different now as to what happened between the two of them. So All I know is something probably did happen between the two, but it all aspired over to from 9th grade to 12th grade. And so Ben told me that he was going to press charges on her for harassment. And so I got worried and I said, okay, I will talk to her. He said, there is no talking to her. It's already done. I've already showed these messages to the principal. I've already, you know, like, I'm like, they're like, he said, I put your name in it. So if they call you to the office, just know that this is why. I was like, Jesus, Ben, are you serious? And he's like, yeah. He's like, I'm done with this. And so the next day comes around and I'm, you know, like, at school with her, at school, and we go to class and she's there. So I'm telling her, like, and so she comes to school the next day and we're in class, and like I said, we're in class with them. So we were talking about it, me, Brianna, and Lisa, and we were saying, why did you send that message to him, knowing that you sent it to him out of all of the people you could have sent it to. Out of that whole group, you could have sent it to anybody, and you sent it to this blabbermouth who exposes people. Like, are you kidding me? So basically, we were trying to tell her he's threatening to press charges. He's already showed this to the principal. And she was saying he's not gonna do shit, this, that, and the third. Like, she was like, oh, basically she was unamused. She thought he was bluffing. She thought that he was lying, and she didn't care. And she was like, it was a joke. I don't see what the fucking problem is. And I said, because this goes back to your 9th grade year with everything with Sean. I don't say his real name. I was like, everything that goes back to Sean. I was like, and honestly, if he wanted to hop in on this case, he could. Sean and Elijah, they could hop in, and they have the screenshots and the proof, and every time you got in trouble with one of these boys at school, they have it all on record here. All they have to do is ask for your school records, and it's there. And she didn't understand. She didn't want to understand. She didn't want to fucking listen. And she started yelling and screaming in the middle of class. And when I tell you, this is Glee Club, so there is about 150 students in the class. She got to yelling and screaming. Our teacher stopped the piano, and everybody turned around to tune in and to listen, including those boys. She started screaming, they're bringing up old shit, and when our teacher asked her if she was alright, she said, no, they're bringing up old shit, it's getting on my fucking nerves, and then she was about to storm out of class. But before she stormed out of class, while this was all going on, while we were talking to her, Sean walked into class because he wasn't in there yet. He had been in there for a matter of five minutes from the time that we had been, like, not from the time, but like we had been telling her about what was going to happen, what was going down, what they were talking about, and he had walked into class and he had sat down. He had been in there for 5 minutes. He was not doing anything. He was not saying anything. And then she had this big blowout, and before she stormed out, she turned around and she slapped Sean in his face for absolutely nothing. The boy had literally just walked into class and she had slapped him. At that point, I was done. I said, okay, you are so problematic. I don't need this in my life. I'm done. Like, she had walked out of class, and I'm done. I don't want that type of drama in my life. And I told Brianna, I said, Brianna, Lisa, I'm done with her. I can't do that. I can't deal with this anymore. I refuse. Because she had slapped the boy so hard that she left a handprint on his face, and she had broken his glasses. So I was just not, no. I was over it. I didn't want to deal with it anymore. So I messaged her after school on my way to work while I was walking to work, and I let her know that I didn't want to do this anymore. I didn't want to be your friend because you were putting me in some shit all the time, and every time I stick my neck out for you, and you always lie to me, and there's always more shit that comes out that you didn't tell me because you lied, you know, and I was done with it. And I didn't want to deal with it anymore. I didn't want to put myself in a position to be having toxic friends like that. All she did was manipulate us, and all she did was play victim, and all she did was fucking lie, and I was over it. So I stopped being her friend. You know what she texted me that day? She said if I stopped being her friend, that she was gonna fucking kill herself. And you know what I said? I said, this is why I don't want to I can't deal with you anymore. This is why. Because I was like, if you are a real friend, you would never make that type of threat to me, to somebody that you call a best friend. You would never do that. You would never put that on my conscience. But I said, it's easy to see where the lines where our lines are drawn. That weekend, she made a fake account. She named it Mackenzie. And before she started messaging other people, she messaged me first. And she told me how I was a bad friend, and that I was jealous of her, and that Brianna and Lisa were still her friends, and I wasn't, that I wanted to follow the crowd and hate on her. And I said, no, that's not even the case. But okay, I was like, you know, like, go off. I got a message I want to say maybe 5 o'clock in the morning from her sister asking me if I made a fake account talking shit about Paige. I said, no, I don't know about any fake account. What's it called? What is it on? What's the name of it? It's a Snapchat account by the name of Mackenzie. That account had added me, and then I had clicked on it, and then I seen the message. I shit you not, I went to school. People literally were like looking at me like I was fucking crazy, like I had fucking 2 heads on me. And it was all people from my Glee class, and I was like, what the fuck? What's going on? I showed the messages to Brianna, and Brianna said, oh, I know exactly who it is. And I was like, well, who is it? Because apparently people keep looking at me like I did it. And she was like, it's Paige. Paige did it. This isn't the first time that she's done something like this. And it was just ridiculous. So basically Paige had made a fake account talking shit about herself, but before she did that, she messaged me. And she told me how bad of a friend I was. And then she did a complete 180 and was talking shit about herself. I didn't understand it. And the people that she was messaging, that she were harassing with that account, I didn't know them. But apparently, it was me behind the account, because that's what everybody thought. Because she played the victim. And I had to do something. So I messaged her and I confronted her, and she literally told me that it wasn't her, and that I'm still jealous of her, and this, that, and the third. Basically the same shit that the account had told me, that she had told me in that stupid account. And it was just like, what the fuck? Like, what did I ever do to you other than be a good friend to you? What did I ever do to you other than, you know, have your back? Like, this is what I get for it? This is what I get? It's like, whatever. I'm done, you know? So, I go to school the next day, and then I get a message in second period. It's some girl named, I'm not even hiding her name. It was like Eve or Ev or something. I never met the girl a day in my life. I didn't know how she got my Snap, because it wasn't like from Quick Ad, but it was from, like, she had typed in my username. She messaged me about Paige, and I was like, who are you? I was like, Paige made a fake account, and she's trying to put it all on me. And then she messaged me with voice messages, with the little like video call messages. Big mistake. She told me everything. I screen recorded it, and I posted it on my story. And when I went to school, when I went to 5th period in Glee class, I fucking showed everybody. I said, are you guys still talking about that fake account? I was like, you guys still think it's me? I showed her that shit. And they were like, okay, so after I screen recorded it, the account just randomly comes out and say, oh, it's not Paige, it's me, bitches, ha ha. But the thing is, how do you know Paige? You don't go to our school, you've never been to our school, you don't know her personally, and nobody has ever seen you or heard of you a day in their life. And this is a small town, so everybody knows everyone. So I was like, so she knows Paige, but nobody knows her. You have to put two and two together. She's friends with the girl. She was running the account, but how does she know anybody at this school if she's never been here and nobody's ever seen her before? I said, this is when I was like, I have proof that Paige made the account. Paige set everything up for her. Paige spoon-fed her everything that she wanted to, every person that she wanted this account to harass, and every fucking word by word, everything that this account needed to say to make it seem like it was me. And I had the proof. And I showed everyone, and they believed me. They were like, wow, she really did that. And I said, yes, she did. And that's when I decided, I was like, I would never, ever allow her to ever be in my life, ever again. Ever. I blocked her on everything. She's still blocked. I could never bring myself, no matter how mad I am at somebody, I could never bring myself to make up false lies and spread rumors about somebody. Especially somebody that I called my best friend. It just shows me that you were never a true friend to begin with. Nowadays, she still has my name in her mouth, but it's been like a year and a half. I haven't been in school in 2 years, and she's, not 2 years, but a year and a half. But she still has my name in her mouth to this very day, because one of her friends has messaged me and told me what she said about me, and I know it's true because all of her friends have said the same thing whenever I've talked to them. They've all brought it up. So, and what she's telling people is that I tried to finger her in her sleep, but they're at her birthday party, but there was another girl. I went to sleep on the floor at 1 o'clock in the morning, and those two stayed up until 10 a.m. So, and I have all the screenshots to prove it. So, if you want to lie, Paige, go ahead and lie, because I'm not here for it. And no matter what you do, Paige, you know, like, you feel so bad about yourself. You don't really feel bad about yourself. Not as bad as you want people to think you feel, because you fish for compliments. You know that you're pretty. But all of this, the way that you treat people, all of this manipulating, all of this lying, that's what makes you ugly. And if you keep it up, you'll never find the people who really actually care about you, because you'll just drive them away. So, thank you for making a year of my life fucking hell, because now I have a good story time out of it, and now I have a lesson that I've taught myself, and it's never, ever, ever think that, no, that's stupid. I've taught myself a lesson, and it's never to just jump into something. Do your research. Ask about somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't let yourself be fooled. If they show you who you are, believe them the first time. Don't think that just because she hasn't done it to you that it can't happen, because it will. She's done it to someone else, she'll do it to you. And that's the story. Thank you guys for listening to my story time, please leave a like, a comment, and please subscribe to my channel. I will catch y'all on the flip side. I love you guys so much. You guys have a nice night. Whatever. Come here. Say bye.